Hello Kids Box 6. I'm going to spell out a word and you're going to tell me what that word is. Okay, let's start. M-U-S-I-C. The word is music, and that's what we're going to learn about today. Okay, so first of all, let's think about all the different types of music that we can think of. Okay, so write down all the different types of music that you can think of. Also, I want you to tell me, what are your favourite types of music and why? So just take a moment just to think about those. Let's have a look at Pupils Book page 60. Pupils Book page 60. Okay, if we have a look at the top of the page, we've got the fact. Okay, so the fact is the first CD ever made was by the Swedish pop group ABBA in 1982. Okay, so the first CD was made by ABBA in 1982. Can you think of other things that we used to store music on? Okay, so this is a CD. What did we use before CDs? We had mini discs. Okay, before mini discs, we had something called a cassette. A cassette. And that would store our music. We would listen to music from a cassette. And before cassettes, we listened to music on a record or a vinyl. So the big black circular vinyls that were like this, but big and black, bigger, and they were made of a different material. Let's read about music. There are a lot of different kinds of music. To talk about them, we can look at the different instruments they use, but we also need to understand some of the different parts of a piece of music. Okay, the melody. The melody is the tune or the line of notes that you sing in a song. It is usually the easiest part to remember. Okay, so the melody is the tune of the song. Okay, the tempo. The tempo is the speed of the music. If you play music more quickly or more slowly, it changes how the music sounds. And the last one, the harmony, is behind the melody. It changes how the music feels. Okay, so what we're going to do now is listen to a piece of music. There are 4 pieces of music and we've got to choose which piece of music we like best and why. Okay, so let's listen to the audio now.
Listen to this melody. Now you're going to listen to the same melody, but with a different tempo. Is it faster or slower? Now listen again. This time, the melody has harmony. Now listen to a different harmony. Which piece did you prefer?
My favourite piece of music was number 3. I really liked the melody and I liked the harmony with it, and it had a nice tempo. So my favourite piece was number 3. Okay, let's have a look at the pictures. Can you see the pictures? We've got box number 2. It says match the words with A to E, read and check. Okay, so you can put the letters of the pictures, the letters next to the words. Okay? So, rock is E, rap is A, jazz is B, opera is C, and beatbox is D. Did you get those right? Okay, let's have a read at popular music then and now. The name pop music comes from popular music, but do you know what was popular over 200 years ago or 80 years ago? Here are some of the different styles of music. Opera. Opera is a kind of classical music. It's 400 years old but was very popular 200 years ago. An opera is a musical play with an orchestra. The singers wear costumes and tell a story, so there are a lot of different melodies and tempos. Jazz music combines music from North America and Africa, and many styles have developed since people started playing jazz 100 years ago. One of the most important things in jazz is improvisation. This means that musicians invent the music while they're playing it. When we say pop music now, we think of short songs with a strong rhythm and a melody which is easy to remember. Rock music is a kind of pop music which was first very popular in the 1960s and 1970s. The singer sings the melody and electric and bass guitars give the harmonies. The drums and bass guitars are important for the rhythm. Rap. Rap started over 20 years ago. Rappers sing or say their rhymes to an electric rhythm. This melody isn't complicated and there isn't much harmony. Beatbox. Beatbox is a new kind of singing. Beatboxers use their mouths and bodies to copy drums and other musical sounds. It's like rap, but there are more sounds than words. Have you ever tried it? Okay, so that's really interesting to learn about the different types of music. Now, from what we've just read, we're going to have an audio. We're going to listen and we're going to say yes or no. So let's listen to the audio and say yes or no.
1,
In opera, there are different melodies and tempos.
2,
Improvisation is very important in opera.
3,
Jazz is a new kind of music.
4,
Rock music started in the 1980s.
5,
In rap, the words are more important than the harmony.
6,
The drummer is the most important person in beatbox music.
Okay, let's check the answers. In opera, there are different melodies and tempos. Yes. Number 2, improvisation is very important in opera? No. Number 3, jazz is a new kind of music? No. Number 4, rock music started in the 1980s? No. Number 5, in rap, the words are more important than the harmony? Yes. And number 6, the drummer is the most important person in beatbox music? No. Okay, we're on activity book page 60 now. Activity book page 60. Okay, we've got a questionnaire. We need to answer the questionnaire. We need to answer the questions. So that's the first task. The second task is you can ask someone else the questions and write about your answers in your notebook. Okay, so you can ask a family member, and the example here is my dad likes opera, but I don't. We both. Okay, so you can write the answers. Okay, now the next part 3, is read and answer the questions. Okay, this is about Louis Armstrong. So you're going to read the text and answer the questions about Louis Armstrong. Okay. Now, the next task, our final task, is we've got a fact file for Bismarcky, but this time it's your turn to write a report. So can you see with Louis Armstrong, we've got a little report there about him. So this time it's your turn to write a report about Bismarcky. Okay, so that's with nice full sentences and clear explanations. Okay, so take a photograph of activity book page 60 and send it in to me at the English Institute, and I will mark your work. It's been good fun learning about music, and we've got lots of time to listen to music and listen to different kinds of music. And it's also interesting when you live in a family, you can listen to lots of different music because people have different tastes in music. So it's very nice. For me, I remember listening to my parents' music. My parents liked the Beatles. They liked to listen to the Beatles. And so I remember lots of music from the Beatles when I was growing up. So maybe you'll be the same with the music that your parents listen to. You'll remember those artists and they'll be special to you too. Okay, that's enough for today. Well done. Goodbye.